John Lennon and Paul McCartney couldn't always agree on who had written what when they were composing the Beatles' songs. The two wrote the vast majority of the band's songs, and every track John and Paul wrote while in the band was credited to Lennon-McCartney, irrespective of whether it was a joint effort or predominantly written by one of them. That was the result of a pact made before they rose to fame, and it very occasionally led to disagreements. The Echo has looked at how they had different recollections on who wrote the majority of Eleanor Rigby, In My Life, and I Love Her. They were not the only songs where this was the case either. The track Do You Want to Know a Secret featured on the band's 1963 debut album Please Please Me and was released as a single in the USA the following year. The song, which was sung by George Harrison, had been written in 1962, but John and Paul had differing accounts on how it was written. About it, John said in a 1980 interview, "My mother was always... She was a comedian and a singer, not professional, but, she used to get up in pubs and things like that. She had a good voice. She could do K-Star. She used to do this little tune when I was just a 1 or 2-year-old. Yeah, she was still living with me then. The tune was from the Disney movie. Want to know a secret? Promise not to tell. You are standing by a wishing well." So, I had this sort of thing in my head, and I wrote it and just gave it to George to sing. I thought it would be a good vehicle for him because it only had 3 notes, and he wasn't the best singer in the world. He has improved a lot since then, but in those days his singing ability was very poor because A, he hadn't had the opportunity, and B, he concentrated more on the guitar. So I wrote that, not for him as I was writing it, but when I had written it, I thought he could do it. It was just written. Paul remembers the song's composition differently, however. He said it was a 50-50 collaboration written to order for George to sing. The Beatles recorded the song during their marathon Please Please Me session in London on February 11, 1963, which saw them deliver their debut album in a day. On this track, George sang the lead vocal and played lead guitar, with Paul and John providing backing vocals and guitar, as Ringo Starr played drums.